Well, another segue here. Speaking of scary things, for a while you were an undefeated Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champ in the Midwest. What drew you to martial arts like Kukido and BJJ?
That would be Dragon Ball Z. I really wanted to be a Z fighter. I was 9 years old and really wanted to be a Z fighter and join them all. And
I don't recall seeing a lot of joint locks in Dragon Ball Z.
I know. Well, no. So I really wanted to join martial arts because of Dragon Ball Z. And the champion thing was just within my little federation. So it was, but I loved it. And I really shopped around with my dad for classes to join. My mom originally started me in judo, and I loved it. But when my dad got custody of us, it was too far to go to. So we decided to join a new one, and I looked around, and the Kyukido is a Korean mixed martial arts, which combines Hapkido, Taekwondo. It does different weapons. It has its own amount of Jiu-Jitsu in it. It just incorporated Krav Maga. It's a great art. If you are anywhere that has a Kyukido dojang, like the federation, every single instructor in the entire federation has a heart of gold. It's ridiculous. But it was one of the most practical ones because joint manipulation is going to be a lot better for someone like me because I'm not ripply muscle like Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, but at the same time, I guess that works in your favor because someone's severely underestimating you.
I'd prefer that they leave me alone. So if
Yeah,
they're
of course.
underestimating me, they don't leave me alone. But
Of course, but if it had to go down, which I hope it won't, they're severely underestimating you,
Yes.
and you have a special surprise for them.
yes, and joint manipulation, I can use their own mass against them because instead of trying to like beat them into submission, if you twist their arm or hold their pinky down or something and they don't go into a good position, they're going to break their own arm by forcing themselves into an unnatural position. And then with jiu-jitsu, have you ever seen a bar fight that didn't end up on the ground? I mean, ground fighting is so important. If you are useless once you get swept or fall down,
Yeah, but the thing is, though, if it's one-on-one, that's one thing. But if you got, chances are, if it's a bar fight, you got that one person, and then you got everyone else trying to slap on an arm bar, you're going to get stomped.
yeah.
So I guess it depends on the situation. I'm by no means a martial arts expert at all. I have a martial arts background
By bar
myself.
fight, I usually just mean a drunk person messing with someone. I've seen a few of that in college. I have never seen like an all-out bar fight with a bunch of people. That wouldn't have been cool, but it would have been an experience.
So did you follow MMA for a bit then because of that?
I didn't.
Oh.
I watched it with my mom and my stepdad, and I really enjoyed watching it, but I never remembered any fighters' names except for Gracie.
Okay. Bas Rutten. El Guapo, the handsome one, Bas Rutten. He's pretty funny. He also teaches bar fighting videos.
Really?
Well, not how to fight, but like if
How to defend yourself
Yes,
if there is an intoxicated attacker.
Yeah,
right?
you should check out his stuff. He's hilarious.
I
But
will.
he's a legit dude. I mean, he's retired, but no, I just would not want to fight that guy.
No.
And he's one of the nicest people, from what I understand, too.
That's the thing. It's funny because you could really tell who the instructors and who the high-ranking black belts were in our federation by how humble and kind they were. Because if you care about something and you accomplish something in it, that usually means that you're going to be okay with yourself because here's your passion and you are doing well in it and you have more to look forward to and you're happy with yourself, so there's no reason to attack others and target them to try to make yourself feel more important. And a lot of times people with something to prove, that's what they did.
Yeah.
And so it's really cool. It was a great family.
I mean, I think with following a good martial path, they, like your instructors, should want you to just be a good person and try to avoid fights as much as possible instead of going out there to prove something or just to be a meathead.
Yeah.
Because if you're a meathead and you get beat up, that makes your school look bad. So my instructor, my master, should I say, or Sifu, just wants us to be good people.
That's what I like.
Also, you are in school. What are you in school for?
Right now, I am in my last year of law school. Yay.
Okay, awkward silence for what?
I'm in my you mean, do you like what types of law and stuff?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I love that awkward pause, but it was great. And you're like, why are you pointing that out? Because we just have fun during these interviews. That's how I do things. But you have I know what the answer is, but the people watching this, who will be watching this, do not know. So what is your main area of focus for law school?
Right now, through clinics, I'm working in criminal defense and family law.
Okay.
And I really love it. The stuff that I've done, it's been quite a journey. I went into it thinking, I'm just going to be a divorce attorney. I mean, they need good attorneys and kids and all that. And then I started working a little more. I'm like, okay, well, a lot of this stuff is pretty interesting. So I guess I shouldn't close off my horizons. Ooh, what's that? And so my first internship was in prosecution of child abuse. And that was absolutely awful, only because of the subject matter, but rewarding, and it was something I could see myself doing for the rest of my life. But then one thing that I noticed during that was when a crime is extremely emotionally charged, you didn't need very much evidence at all to put someone away for life, because there was already such a bias against the defendant for even being charged with that crime. And then I was like, if he did it, I am so glad that he got what's coming to him. But did it really not take that much evidence? Maybe I should look into what goes into public defense. And I was confused on that. And I learned that there are not a lot of public defenders because, one, they're overworked because they're on a lot, and you get an average of 7 minutes to look at a case. So these people are putting their lives in the hands of people who only are able to look at the case for 7 minutes. And then it's also a lot of people don't go because it doesn't pay a lot of money. And a lot of people don't go into public defense because there's a stigma against it. Oh, you're getting the bad guys off the hook. You're protecting the evil. And what it comes down to is, no matter what papers or speeches or motions that someone brings into a jury trial, at least in criminal law, there are only two possible truths. The person committed the crime they're currently being charged with and are on trial for, or they didn't commit it. And if they didn't commit it, you sure as heck better do a good job, because that's an innocent person. If they did commit it, it doesn't make you a bad person for defending them, because then it branches out. Let's say they did commit it. Why did they commit it? Was it someone who stole bread for their children, or punched an old lady because they enjoy punching people? I mean, if it's someone who stole bread for their children, you need to find a penalty that fits the crime and the circumstances that were involved. And only until you get to the worst case scenario do you have, yes, they did it. Yes, they're a monster. Yes, they'll do it again. They're not repentant. And if you don't keep them in jail, well, they're going to hurt a bunch of other people. And that's the very worst case scenario. You still need to go do a good job defending them, because if you don't, they can appeal because they had inadequate representation.
And then they can possibly go free because of that.
Yes. So it's absolutely crucial to justice that there are good public defenders. And I could see myself getting behind that. And then I ended up really enjoying family law when I did the civil practice clinic at my school. So, it's right now, I guess I think I'll try to go with one of those two fields, whoever pays me first.
Okay, and then with that being said, when you're done with law school, are you going to continue doing voice acting? Are you going to try balancing the both? Or are you just going to go with sticking with what you've been paying your money towards and
I'm going to continue with voice acting because and it's funny because a lot of my friends, a lot of the voice actors will be like, "Oh, you're so lucky. You've got law school." I'm like, "Well, yes, but it does make me miserable." It's depressing subject matter. It's stressful, and voice acting is what makes me happy. So
Nice balance.
yeah, so I'm going to try to do a lot of that to try to, I mean, I know this sounds really dark, but I'm like, I'm going to do law for as long as I can before I completely burn out and hopefully prolong the date from me starting to practice to that burnout by getting as much voice work as I can.
Okay. Well, speaking of voice work, what are you currently working on that you're allowed to talk about?
Right now, the only thing I am allowed to talk about is something just announced, which is Strike Witches. I play Nika Edvarding Katajainen in the Strike Witches movie.
Okay.
I am so excited for that to come out. Strike Witches, I started watching it after I recorded, and it's adorable. Have you seen it?
No, I am so far behind on anime because running a geek culture website takes a lot of time, and I don't get to watch a lot of anime or play video games or read comic books so much anymore.
Then I will give you the explanation that I give to my friends at law school when they ask me what Strike Witches were, because they're friends with Chris and they see when he posts it.
Okay, am I supposed to do the, okay,
Sure.
that sort of response? Do
Yeah,
you want me
sure,
to? All right, I'll
sure.
begin.
So
scene.
ask me, so what's that thing that I saw you were in?
So, what show are you in?
Oh, that's called Strike Witches. It's how do I explain this? It's basically World War II, but instead of like all the countries involved and like the cabinets and leaders and soldiers, each country is an adorable girl with planes for legs. And instead of Hitler,
I vaguely know what you're talking
aliens.
about.
There's aliens instead of Hitler. And that's pretty much what it's about. And it's actually really good.
Huh. Okay.
I recommend it.
If people wanted to find you online, where could they go?
I'm really bad about keeping online. I have a Facebook page that I don't think I've checked in 7 months. It's Krystal LaPorte, voice actor.
Since February.
Since February, and then and then Twitter around the same thing. Wow, such Krystal.
Okay.
I like Doge. I really like Thinky Shiba Inu.
I have no idea. I don't know why I'm whispering once again.
You don't know what Doge is? It's that dog that's like wow, much everything.
Sorry, I'm old and I'm out of touch
I'm going to
with
show you Doge after this interview. He's
I get
the
to see
most
so many cool
adorable
things.
Doge.
But final question, what would you like to say to your fans throughout the years?
Well, a lot. And I know that I don't have a lot of time to do that, but I guess just thank you. I try to talk individually to as many anime fans as I can, whether it's at conventions or on Twitter. And it is amazing how many good people there are in one interest group. And just to remember that a lot of you are just such really good people. And when you meet other really good people, hold on to it, because it is the most important thing in the world. It is the most precious resource to have people that love you in your life. So when you find them, appreciate them, and just never take them for granted.
Well, that was a really good answer.
Thank you.
There's not really a wrong answer for that. But, folks, this is Joe from MIGeekScene with Krystal LaPorte at MEGGAXP. Take it easy.
I thought I was Joe.
Well, you could still be Joe.
Oh, no, I said I'd be Krystal. Okay.
I mean, well, bye, guys. Check out my voice acting.